What a wild ride! First though, new key visuals just dropped, so if you don't want spoilers or just want to hear about the episode, skip to... Check this out, Florigato. Y'all, this feels cursed. The main character starter evolving? I actually haven't seen any of the starter Paldean middle stages, and I don't really like bipedal cats, but this one is pretty neat looking. We see the gym leaders, which I'm definitely expecting Roy to challenge, on top of what I assume to be an upcoming training arc, which might be what's taking them to the academy. I love the outfits too, especially Dot in this blazer. And of course, the Elite Four. Who knows what role they'll play, but how cool would it be to see them in action? Hype increasing. Alright, okay, so we kick it off with some manual labor. The crew's taking some time to explore. They run into Roy and Freed waiting in line for some real popular food. This dish is just a delicacy. They may not know what that food is, but just like this upcoming arc, the hype is real and the vibes are good. Not with this man though. They're going to make Liko regret ever leaving campus. But it turns out he just needed some help moving a cart, and it kind of reminded me of how Ash and Co would just put their lives on hold to help a stranger, often for days at a time. Seems it was worth it though, because as a reward he gives them some treats. Cut then to the most interesting Horizon characters. Well, maybe that's not true, but the designs and energy are peak. Coral decides to go into stealth mode because even hardened criminals deserve a little treat, and she takes off into town. On the Volt Tackler ship, we find out Dot's kind of been neglecting her mons, and it's... oof, not a good look. Maybe Smashy is just having a rough day altogether. To be fair though, Dot's got a lot on her plate. Crew member, streamer, and newfound trainer. You know, perhaps we could be in for a character arc where Dot finds a better work-life balance. Back to the Explorers, and it's just wild how commanding Coral's presence is. It has to be because she's just such a wild card. Actually getting herself tossed out of a shop. She oversees Liko and Roy flaunting their snacks, and that is unforgivable. And to let them know just that, she sticks a note to Fuecoco. It's been 3,000 years, and I still don't know how I feel about this made-up language. But anyways, once they arrive to the location, Coral makes her demands. I was like, we're just not gonna mention the whole catnapping incident? Nothing about Rayquaza? Liko even offers the snacks, but I guess Coral didn't appreciate her tone. Speaking of, turns out the tone was so light because they had no idea this was just Coral in disguise. Familiar, huh? Until she reveals herself in the flashiest way. And surprisingly, it even turns into a tag battle. I say surprisingly because I really did not expect Sidian to make an appearance. I didn't think he had a dog in this fight. Let me say, it's looking like the Explorers really aren't all that menacing. I see them now more as an org than an evil team. And a competent one at that. Literally taking control of the field. They're using actual tactics, so we're gonna need more than Konoha here. Both Sprigatito and Fuecoco gotta push themselves here. Yeah, rip Wattrel and Hatena, but this is still a top 3 Horizons battle. Getting to see the trust that Liko has culminated with Sprigatito, the luck Sprigatito gives her, and they just find themselves in sync. And they do show off what a threat the Explorers can be when they get serious. This battle reminded me a bit of the one with Kabu, where it kind of felt a little bit less like a tag battle and more like 2 battles happening on the same field. Next time I think I'd like to see a bit more collaboration. What also makes this battle great is that it feels full, like a full length. I'm not left wanting more, which is honestly extra impressive considering it gets interrupted. The Explorers get a call with some potential news of Goth Rayquaza's location, so they get their priorities straight and tail it right out of there. I do think they're balancing humor and intimidation well. You know, making an expectedly dramatic exit. A bit late, Freed shows up to the party and they deliver him the news. Of course, it prompts him and Lady Zard to go investigate, but first, they're gonna need some fuel. Y'all, no Murdoch, but I think Horizons is about to start cooking. I say top 3 not just because of the animation or the usage of the field, but because it was a proper pace too. And I hate to say it, but honestly, maybe spreading the battles out does make them more interesting when they happen. For the Explorers, yeah, I see them a bit less as villains and more as rivals for Rayquaza. And that plotline seems to be taking off here soon too. I'm so curious as to how it's going to overlap with all the upcoming Paldea stuff. The anime hype is just so real right now, and it's got me so excited, y'all. Which this episode helped to do, plus Sango, so obviously getting an A.